expecting a big crowd tonight for the Red Sox and the Seattle Mariners in Game 2 of the 4-game series. The Mariners have taken the field tonight, so let's check out the Red Sox starting lineup. It's brought to you by your Eastern Hyundai dealers. Mookie Betts leading it off in center field for the Red Sox with Dustin Pedroia batting second at second base. David Ortiz, the DH, with Hanley Ramirez in left field. Had a big night last night, 4 hits. Mike Napoli at first base with Shane Victorino back in right field. Pablo Sandoval back in the starting lineup tonight at third base, bats seventh. Xander Bogaerts at shortstop, bats eighth, and Sandy Leon does the catching and bats ninth. Tonight's Mariners starting pitcher is presented by your New England Nissan dealers. Red Sox have faced Jay Happ quite a bit over the years as a member of the Toronto Blue Jays. Now here in Seattle, making his 7th start of the year. 3-1 with a 3.29 earned run average. 32 strikeouts to 8 walks, and opponents hitting at 248 against Jay Happ. He did win last time out against Oakland. That was on Saturday, going 5 innings, giving up just the 1 run and striking out 8 along the way.
Yeah, it's Jay. Don't call me J.A. Happ. Let's look at the Mariners defense, brought to you by DraftKings. It's Sager, Miller, Cano, and Morrison in your infield. In the outfield tonight for the Mariners, Smith goes back out to left field. Ruggiano makes a start in center. And, of course, Nelson Cruz is in right field. Zunino and Happ are the battery for tonight's game.
Now the umpiring crew tonight, Hunter Wintelstead has the play calling the balls and strikes with Bob Davidson at first base. Ryan Blakeney is at second base, and the crew chief, Jerry Lane, mans third. Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game. Well, both teams in alternate jerseys tonight as Jay Happ ready with the first pitch of the ball game. And it is in there for strike one, and we are underway.
Happ's numbers this year much more impressive than the rest of his career, really.
32-year-old making his 7th start of the year, acquired from the Toronto Blue Jays. Outfielder Michael Saunders, who we've seen with the Jays a few times this year, started the year on the DL.
Talked to Rick Waite's pitching coach, and I asked him the difference, and he said 2 things. Happ's always been a guy that can get in on you. He likes to throw that slider down and in. He's got a pretty good fastball, likes to get in, is not afraid. But it's his ability to go away from guys now with both a 2-seam, fast seam, or 4-seam, and an improved changeup, going away from right-handed hitters, which has been the difference for him.
Native of Peru, Illinois. There's Rick Waite, the pitching coach for the Mariners.
Straight off the set of Lonesome Dove.
Here's the arsenal.
He looks like a cowboy, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. It's the mustache. This one gets away. It's got to be the mustache,
maybe.
Right? There's nothing else really there besides that.
Yeah. Big 10-gallon hat on him.
A full count here to Mookie Betts to get it started here in the first inning. And a pop-up. Foul off first. Racing over is Morrison, but he won't have a play. Now the weather conditions are brought to you by Benjamin Moore. Tonight 66 degrees here in Seattle. Very calm at the moment, with the forecast to be mostly cloudy. Clouds off to the left there. A lot of blue sky above as we get started, but the roof open and was last night. Payoff pitch again to Betts. Straightens it out, but puts it in the air to shallow center. Ruggiano coming in. There's the first out of the ball game. So Mookie Betts retired here in the first inning, and it brings up Dustin Pedroia. Dustin at 276 with 5 homers and 15 runs batted in. He was 0 for 4 in the game last night with a walk, but 8 for 26 overall on the road trip for the Red Sox in the final leg of this 3-city tour.
Yeah, this game is so easy to suck up an 0 for 4 and go home feeling like you had a bad night. Dustin's been on base via either a hit or a walk in 19 straight. It's pretty good.
And how about his defense last night, even though he went 0 for 4? Outstanding.
I just think it's amazing that he catches every ball that he's supposed to, and then in one inning he caught 2 balls that he wasn't supposed to, off of the gloves of other guys, and he still made the play.
One off the pitcher and one off Mike Napoli at first base. Down the line in right field, struck well. Nelson Cruz going back at the track to make the catch. Onto the dirt of the track and in front of the wall as Pedroia gives it a ride to right. He is out number 2.
We're more accustomed to seeing Nelson Cruz play in left field. Right field tonight. Ranges after this ball pretty well. Pedroia hit it nicely.
Two down here in the first inning and brings up Big Papi. Average down to 218 for David. 4 homers and 13 runs batted in. Just 3 for 24 on the road trip as they align in the shift on the right side.
Over his last 14.
And dealing with another lefty tonight, so far hitting at 128 against left-handed pitching on the year. That's 5 for 39 against lefties. And no home runs so far this season against a lefty. All 4 of his round trippers against right-handed pitchers.
Tell you what, though, there's not a lot that looks wrong about him when he's up there. Taking that pitch right there, lefty on lefty. You throw a little cut fastball, something away. It's so hard to not swing at it. Looks like a pitch you're supposed to hit, and then it's just not a strike.
Through the shift and into right field, a base hit for David Ortiz. Well, they had it stacked up, but it finds its way through for a base hit here with 2 down.
Pretty good looking swing again right here, trying to run the ball away from him. He just stays down and through it, right back semi up the middle and beats that shift.
2 down with David Ortiz at first base, and it brings up Hanley Ramirez. Hanley, a big night last night. Overall hitting at 284 now, 10 homers and 22 runs batted in. Does not have a home run yet in the month of May.
Crushing left-handed pitching.
Hanley at 407 with 4 home runs against lefties.
We talked about the difference in Happ in him this year as compared to other years, is that he's able to go more effectively away from righties. You're going to find out right here. Coming into Hanley is generally not a good idea if you're a left-handed pitcher.
He tried it and he fouled it back.
Keep trying.
93 miles an hour trying to bust him in. And Happ making his 9th career start, 10th appearance overall against the Red Sox. Was a member of the Toronto Blue Jays prior to this year. 3-3 with a 4.60 ERA and 10 career appearances against Boston. Ramirez fouls it off to the right out of play.
He was the prized prospect in the Philadelphia organization for so many years. Everybody that wanted to make a deal with them wanted him in the deal. They kept saying no. And they finally traded him to Houston for Roy Oswalt.
Philadelphia from 2007 to 2010, then the Astros 2010 through 2012, Blue Jays 2012 to 2014, and then now here with Seattle. 8 major league seasons for the left-hander.
Time flies, huh? It just doesn't seem like he's been around that long.
Last year an even 500 individually. The Mariners started 11-11, 4.22 earned run average with Toronto. Ramirez sprays another one foul off to the right.
First time in his career that he had double digits in wins at 11-11.
That's kind of surprising.
Yeah, it really was. Off to a good start here with the 3-1 record and the ERA in the low 3s.
Ramirez cranks it foul out ahead. John Farrell pleased with the way things have gone the last couple of days for the Red Sox, winning the final game of the series against the Oakland A's and the first game of the series against the Seattle Mariners. Tight-knit affairs, good pitching, bullpen very, very good.
Yeah, the type of games you need to win. You know, those are easy losses sometimes. And I played a pretty good game, came out on the losing end.
Oh, Ramirez strikes out. First strikeout for Happ on the night. Red Sox don't score. The Mariners are coming up. Sox starting pitchers presented by your local New England Audi dealers. Clay Buchholz making his 8th start, 2-4 with a 5.73 earned run average. Well, it's hitting at 301 against Buchholz. And this is drilled foul. Jumping on that first pitch he sees is Seth Smith. Buchholz win against Toronto, his first win since opening day. 6 1/3, 3 runs. Seemed to settle down as that outing moved along in Toronto. And now the second time that his new pitching coach Carl Willis has had the chance to see him work. Ground ball right side. Pedroia sliding to his right. Well, the first out here at the bottom of the first inning. Let's check out the Mariners starting 9. It's brought to you by New England Chevy dealers. Seth Smith we just saw starting in left field tonight. Brad Miller is at shortstop. Robinson Cano at second base bats third with Nelson Cruz in right field. Kyle Seager at third base with Justin Ruggiano in center. Logan Morrison at first base with Ricky Weeks at DH. Had a tough night last night defensively. That's putting it mildly. Mike Zunino doing the catching and batting ninth. Brad Miller played in left field in last night's contest. Back at his more familiar shortstop.
Just like Joe Kelly, looked for ground ball outs out of Buchholz. Most of the Red Sox staff has to utilize their sinking fastball to be successful. Great changeup right there out of Buchholz.
Hard hit and caught at first base by Napoli. A step and a lunge at the line, and Napoli makes the catch for out number 2. He's been terrific down there at first base.
That's all you have time for as a first baseman with a bullet like that. A step and a dive. Sweet. Cat-like reactions down there by the big guy.
It was amazing to think that he spent a long time as a catcher in the major leagues before ever shifting to first base. He has been outstanding. 2 down here in the first inning, and it brings up Robinson Cano. Cano third in the American League with 11 doubles. And was 1 for 4 in the ball game here last night. First game of this series. Talked about it last night. Pretty good combination. 3-4. Robinson Cano third. Nelson Cruz fourth. The Seattle Mariners lineup.
Yeah, you're talking about all the time that Napoli spent behind the plate. It's funny when you're standing next to him, he doesn't have a catcher's body. He's a big guy, big upper body, but his waist is kind of small and smaller legs. He doesn't have small legs, but he gets thinner as he goes down. He doesn't have that typical kind of big rear end catcher's body, and I think that enables him to move around really well at first.
This is the opposite way, sending Ramirez back, looking up, and it's going to be off the wall. Plays the carom quickly as Cano tries to get to second. He will be safe at second base. Eluded the tag of Pedroia as he dove to the outfield side of second base to avoid that tag. Nearly got out of here to left field. Just missed.
Well, that's just an absolute bullet off that left field wall. Look at the strength Cano has with that smooth, long swing. And a good play by Hanley here. It throws off target just a little bit, but it's an awfully long throw, kind of under duress. You see Petey trying to reach back and make the play. Couldn't do it. One of the things that Pedroia did that was really cool there is he was standing on second base, and before Hanley threw it, he turned all the way around and looked back to see if Cano was coming, and then picked the ball up again.
So Cano at second base, setting the table here for Nelson Cruz. Let's take strike one. The numbers for Cruz jump out at you. 361 average, 15 home runs, 29 runs batted in to begin this season. 361, tops in the American League, leads in home runs, tied for second in RBIs. Stephen Vogt of the Oakland A's leading the American League with 30 RBIs. A chance here for Nelson Cruz to grab another as you see where he ranks among American leaguers.
You win a lot of beers in a bar if you're asking people if Stephen Vogt's the dude.
Wouldn't have been my top 10.
Nowhere close.
Really having a terrific year for the Oakland A's. We just saw him. Pitch outside to Cruz. A ball and 2 strikes.
I think it should be mentioned with all the issues that Hanley Ramirez has had in left field with the learning curve and everything. He played that ball very well. Got a good jump on it, knew it was over his head, played it off the wall.
He's following it back. A pitch that was down low.
All right, Red Sox defense brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Sandoval back at third base. Bogey at short. Pedroia and Napoli on the right side. And in the outfield, Hanley Ramirez just saw him trying to make that play. Mookie in center. And here's your battery, Leon and Buchholz. We do have a right fielder tonight, Shane Victorino. It eluded me there on that defense. Couldn't get his name out quick enough before they switched it on me.
Swing and a miss, and Cruz strikes out. So Buchholz gets his first strikeout of the night. Couldn't have come at a better time. We are scoreless through 1 from Seattle. friends together. Visit redsox.com/groups for more information. And a lot of Red Sox fans on hand tonight in Seattle. Only visit of the year for the Red Sox here during the regular season to the Emerald City, as Mike Napoli leads it off in the second inning and drives one out towards deep right center field. Back goes Cruz, and Luciano to the warning track is Cruz to make the catch. Oh, a long fly ball in this big outfield, and Napoli's got nothing to show for it for the first out of the inning.
That's where this park gets big. After you get past the 380 sign there in right center field, you can hit it out of here to the dead right and dead left, but you try to go right in that area, it gets awfully difficult, and he almost got it.
One out, 3 fly ball outs so far off the bat of Jay Happ, and here is Shane Victorino. A nice night last night. So far in the season overall, just 178. A home run, 3 runs batted in. But offensively and defensively, he had quite a night last night. 2 for 3 in the game with a home run, a walk mixed in, and a terrific play in right field. It started a double play, and always seems to do something big against the Mariners, and see the numbers there against Seattle. For a regular season game, this is about as fired up as you'll see a guy after he makes a play.
Well, I'll tell you, this was a nice play. This was really one of the first times I've seen the evidence of his speed coming back. He said he's had trouble physically. Obviously, we know about the back surgery, but he outran that baseball and then just was so happy about being able to nail the guy to double him up. Watch out, Don.
Just to our left.
Yeah, those numbers you were talking about. 19 for 40 against the Mariners. 9 extra base hits.
It's a fly ball foul off to the left out of play. Nice crowd on hand here tonight for game 2 of the series. Much larger than last night.
You know, I mean, late summertime here in Seattle, it's absolutely beautiful, but we thought it was going to rain a little bit today, but it was just a great day. You get a day like this in Seattle, people get outside.
On the ground, foul. Benjamin Moore, paint like no other. For a store near you, visit benjaminmoore.com. One out in the top of the second inning. Victorino now with Sandoval waiting on deck. And a liner to right center field. It's in for a base hit. So Victorino continuing to hit. That was more towards the end of the bat. But a 1-out single here in the second Red Sox hit of the night. Now here's tonight's Dunkin' Donuts poll question. Which pitcher would you build your staff around? Text 1 for Felix Hernandez. Text 2 for Clayton Kershaw. Text your answer to 536-536. Message and date rates may apply. 1 message per vote. Visit NESN.com/terms for terms and conditions and privacy policy. You've seen a lot of Clayton Kershaw. Who's better?
Jeez, that was a tough question. I mean, King Felix is ridiculous too. His numbers would be way better had he been playing on a better ball club. Hard to go against Clayton Kershaw. The lefty factor in there as well with Kershaw. Off to a little bit of a shakier start this year, but you know he'll turn it around.
And Felix is 6-0 this year. 1 out, 1 on for Pablo Sandoval. Mariners middle infielders at double play depth.
Red Sox will see Felix tomorrow.
You know, it's like an event every time he pitches. It reminds me of the days of Pedro Martinez with the Red Sox. I mean, it is something to look forward to.
Fernando Valenzuela with the Dodgers. The place would go nuts when he'd pitch.
On the right field line, the Kings Court will be out here in full force. Anytime that Felix pitches, and here's the breakdown in their major league careers. 3 Cy Young Awards, 2014 NL MVP, for Kershaw. This one fouled back and below us.
Don't fall asleep on Victorino over there too. If he can read your move, he's not afraid to steal a base still.
In on the hands, and a soft liner caught, could be two. Low throw hits the runner. And back to the bag safely on the play. Ends up being Victorino because it did hit him. So they had a very good opportunity to get a double play there with Shane about halfway to second base, but threw it into the runner and hit Shane in the back of the legs.
Well, Shane is smart. He's running inside trying to get hit with this ball because he knows he's dead. See how far inside the baseline he is. Bob Davidson took a really good look. I don't know if we'll hang on to that shot long enough to watch Davidson come in and see where he was running. Probably have a pretty good argument to say that Victorino was out of the baseline. He did it on purpose so he would get hit with the ball.
Now Xander Bogaerts will take a pitch outside. Xander at 254 with a home run, 11 runs batted in. Outfield straight away on Bogaerts here. Victorino at first base and 2 down.
It's the same thing as, he's trying to run on the inside. Now watch Bob Davidson. He saw the play happen. Now he's coming way in here. Where were the footsteps? Where was he running? He's okay.
It did take a good long look. I wondered what he was doing there when he walked over to take a look. That's exactly what he was doing.
Yeah.
This one fouled off the catcher, Zunino.
He was using the same concept that a base runner will do if you're on first base and there's a ball hit to the first baseman. You'll try to run as far to the inside, closest to the grass as you can, so that the first baseman has to throw the ball inside of you. It's a tougher catch for the shortstop to make. He has to reach up and catch it, come back down and tag the bag and then throw. And you're hoping to get hit with the ball as well in that situation.
I can't imagine any scenario where I was hoping the ball would hit me.
Guys give themselves up. It's pretty cool, actually. It's like, oh, I'm dead. I better try to get hit. I don't remember, what was it, 77 maybe? Remember when Reggie Jackson stuck his rear end out so he could get hit by the ball when they were playing the Dodgers? They didn't call it.
Taking off is Victorino. That ball bounced in, and Victorino without a problem getting to second base. He bounced well in front of the plate. The stolen base credited to Shane Victorino. Third of the year for Shane.
The X-Man's kind of fallen on hard times on this road trip. Just 4 for 21.
Slowed it down here with a man on base. The first time the Red Sox have a runner in scoring position in this game. And he's going to call Zunino out here as they go back and forth. Can't figure out what they're going to do. Payoff pitch. And it's fouled away by Bogaerts. Do it again, 3-2. Sandy Leon getting the start tonight. John Farrell saying for the game he likes the way that he has caught Clay Buchholz. And we may see those two kind of pair up if things continue to go well for Clay. It really kind of started at the end of spring training and has rolled into the season. John said he'd like to stay away from having a regular catcher for anybody, but if it works. This is hit in the air out towards deep left center field. Back goes Luciano at the wall, and that ball's off the wall. Coming around to score is Shane Victorino. Heading for third is Xander Bogaerts. Throw will be late. Got himself a triple and an RBI, and the Red Sox have a 1-0 lead.
Well, he put a charge into this one. Just a fastball out over, hits it well. Watch Seth Smith will come into your picture as the backup outfielder behind Ruggiano, but he got there late. He saw that ball. He knew he wasn't going to catch it, and he didn't really get over to back up all that quickly. It may have been a different play at third base had he played it right.
So an RBI triple for Xander Bogaerts as the Red Sox on the board first, on top 1-0. Now Sandy Leon with a chance to add to it. The ground one towards the shortstop, Brad Miller, on the high hop. Leon's retired and the Red Sox are gone, but they grab the game's first lead on top 1-0. As part of this special offer, you can get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas for just $75. Visit redsox.com/family 4-packs to buy your tickets today. Fedora night here tonight in Seattle. That guy really stacked up on the fedoras. I mean,
making it work.
It was the first 12,000 got him here at the ballpark, and this guy has got at least, 6, 7 of them?
Well, maybe 10 of them. Think of how many people got the fedora when they walked in and then said, nah. You wouldn't be caught dead in that hat.
I don't know. It's not bad. Now Seager leading it off here for the Mariners. Seager, Ruggiano, and Morrison to face Buck Holzer. Give up a 2-out double to Robinson Cano in the first inning before striking out Nelson Cruz.
Our poll question there, talking about who would you like better, Hernandez or Kershaw. I got a tweet from Brian Lundy who said, how good would Felix be if he'd been pitching all these years in the National League West instead of the American League West? And that's an excellent point. Quite a few more hitters that you have to face, especially with the American League DH and some of the great hitters that have been in the West, in the American League, as opposed to the National League West.
And from a record standpoint, how much better would Felix Hernandez be with good teams year in and year out with the Mariners? Because he was with a lot of bad Mariners teams.
Terrible teams. And I missed the numbers. 132 victories, I think. It's crazy. I had no idea he had that many. Been good for a long time.
On the ground down to first base. Napoli will use Buchholz for the out as they retire Kyle Seager, one down.
Another ground ball out, keeping that ball down in the zone, using his breaking ball more often. His changeup looks really good tonight. And then all he has to do is pitch off of that fastball, let that fastball work.
One down for Justin Ruggiano. I think 195 with a home run and a run batted in. He was 2 for 3 in the ball game last night. Against Clay Buchholz in his career, 1 for 2. He's got a double against Clay. Ruggiano at one time a member of the Tampa Bay Rays. Center fielder Mookie Betts well over to right center, so big gap out there in left center in this big yard in Seattle. Ruggiano with a line is caught by Pedroia up into the air to reel that in. Nicely timed by Pedroia.
Pedroia, he must have jumped his entire height, doubled his height right there to make that play. Get up. Such a good player.
And 2 down here in the second inning for Logan Morrison.
You know he wants to talk to somebody right now. You see how high I got on that? Did you see that? He's just waiting for someone to look at him. Did you see that?
How about my ups?
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. He'll be screaming on the entire way back into the dugout. I'm good looking, I'm rich, and I can play.
Logan Morrison always a threat to go deep. As he laces this foul out ahead. And he fractured his bat in the process. That boy brought him the bat he did not want. Send him back into the dugout again for a better one.
Find the one with hits in it. Did you notice today who threw out the first pitch before the game?
I heard there was a Seattle Seahawk who was doing it. I did not see him do it.
Yeah, Bobby Wagner, linebacker. You think he'd rather throw out a first pitch against any other team than a team from Boston? Couldn't have been fun for him. That guy's a monster player, though.
As the Seahawks play right across the street here in Seattle, both complexes right next to each other. Both beautiful complexes here as well. 1-2 pitch out to right center field. Mookie Betts moves over and takes care of out number 3. Through 2 tonight from Seattle, the Red Sox have a 1-0 lead. It's now available at Men's Warehouse. Here's CenturyLink Field, the home of the Seattle Seahawks, across the street just beyond the flags out there here at Safeco Field. As Mookie Betts fouls it off down the right field line, out of play.
If I'm not mistaken, the Kingdome was basically the footprint of that stadium, not this one. They moved Safeco Field down the road a little ways.
Did you enjoy playing in the Kingdome? Most did not, from what I hear.
Well, I had fun because family was here.
Okay.
But it was terrible. Dreary, and turf was brutal. It was dark inside.
That's with a chopper to third base, backing up Kyle Seager. Throws out Betts, 0 for 2 in the game.
When they imploded the Kingdome, I thought it was kind of funny. I said it looks exactly the same now as it did when it was when it was standing there.
After it had been imploded?
Yeah, it just sort of looked like a big pile of rubble anyway.
Hey, this place is outstanding. One of my favorite venues.
Beautiful.
Terrific.
But we've already seen how tough it is when you go into center field like Napoli did and like Bogey did. So hard to hit home runs here if you go there. If you challenge the lines, you're all right. I mean, I remember when Ken Griffey Jr. said, I really, towards the end of my career, I want to get closer to home.
Yeah.
So he went to Cincinnati. He lived in Miami. How much closer are you? I mean, he really just didn't want to hit here anymore. Too big a place. Kingdome was a great home run park.
Luciano making the catch. Dustin Pedroia retired, and there are 2 outs in the inning. Well, in this field, though, you take a look at this is not a bad place to pitch, though, from the other standpoint as a pitcher. I think this would be a pretty good place to pitch.
Absolutely. You can challenge hitters, make them hit the ball at the big part of the park, and let your outfielders and let your infielders let them do the work. So, yeah, great pitcher's park.
And King Felix has enjoyed it for a great many years. 2 down here in the third for David Ortiz. Boston-based daily fantasy company DraftKings.com, the official daily fantasy partner of your Boston Red Sox, giving out $300 million in cash prizes. Enter promo code NESSON to play for free. On a strike to Big Papi. He lifts one high in the air to right center field, and Justin Ruggiano has been busy. It's his third put out of the game. Red Sox down in order in the third through 2.5. 1-0 Boston. Zunino and Seth Smith expected to face Clay Buchholz. 8-9-1 for the Mariners. Ricky Weeks had a tough night last night in left field.
You know, this is just a great move by Lloyd McClendon too. After Weeks had a rough night last night, I talked to him earlier today. I said, was he going to play today, or did you put him in there today because of what happened last night? And he smiled at me and he said, been around this game for a while, haven't you? I mean, look, this ball was a double here, and he tried to get the ball back in, and he just airmailed it. And this, he had no play, but he tried to hurry it. He hasn't been an outfielder. Drops the ball, lets the run score. But Weeks is a utility player on this team. He's not going to get that much playing time. And I think Lloyd McClendon said, I don't need him stewing and worrying and thinking, hey, my last appearance, I stunk it up. I get him right back in the lineup, get him some playing time, and see if he can help us win today. Love that move.
Rolls it over foul, still 1-2. The guy who's a pretty good player for a while, Milwaukee Brewers.
Yeah. I think even last year in limited duty, I think he hit 270, 275, something like that. He's, you know, he can bring some veteran leadership to this team. He could certainly help some of the younger players. He's been an infielder most of his career.
Signed as a free agent here in February. And he strikes out looking. Second strikeout for Clay Buchholz. Let's send it down to Garen Austin.
Thanks, Don. Manager John Farrell spoke earlier today about pitching coach Carl Willis and what he's brought to the team. Farrell said that Willis has a track record that gives him a credible message, and he's had a lot of time to spend with the starters. Don Steve Farrell also said that Willis is very genuine and that his experience and success in his previous role allow him to come in with confidence and make an impact.
He comes in on a staff that really was underperforming, and we're talking before the game, Steve, and you made the point that you know, you take a look at some of these guys probably will take direction because it's not like they're going that well. If you come in and these guys are succeeding and then you show up, it's a little bit different than if you're not. And these guys certainly, I think, looking for assistance, looking for a different voice, and they have it.
Yes,
Carl Willis.
I think you're absolutely right. And you know what? I thought he was really respectful. On the first day we were in town here yesterday, they asked him to give a pitching matchup.
Enjoy backpedaling. Now gives way to the right fielder Victorino. Much easier play. 2 down.
He said, give us a scouting report on the pitching matchup. And he said, you know what? I love you. I really would do it. But he said, I haven't even seen Joe Kelly pitch yet. I've seen video on him. We've done a side session. But I can't go out there and give you my opinion of what I think he can do right now because I don't know him yet. We said, we talked about some things. And, of course, we brought it up last night. The first thing was kind of slowing down that motion, staying within himself so that he wasn't a max effort guy. And I'll tell you what, that paid off last night. Very first thing he said to Joe Kelly has made an impact already.
6 in a row retired by Clay Buchholz, and Seth Smith takes a breaking ball.
I thought that was really respectful to the guys on this team to not go out there spouting off about him until he learns something about him and can maybe help.
Bounce in, and Buchholz in unfamiliar territory here. He's not had this happen very much tonight. He's down 3-0. He's been ahead of virtually everybody.
2-0 changeup right there. I was hoping to get a swing and miss.
Brad Miller waiting on deck. 2 down here in the 3rd inning. And Smith taking all the way, and fastball right down the middle. The second 3-ball count on the night for Clay.
And that is unusual in itself this season.
Smith, little number that will stay foul. Buchholz battles back. Smith has hit safely in 7 of his last 10 games. Never had a hit against Clay Buchholz. On our show, Steve Lyons, Garen Austin coming to you from Seattle at Safeco Field. Game 2 of a 4-game series. And a swing and a miss. Seth Smith strikes out. Third strikeout for Clay Buchholz. He's retired 7 in a row. 1-0 Boston. Are for you, days, nights, and doubleheaders. To see why we've been named the #1 SBA lender in New England, visit easternbank.com/smallbiz. Back at Safeco Field in Seattle as we head into the 4th inning. Red Sox with a 1-0 advantage, and Hanley Ramirez leading it off for Boston. Mike Napoli and Shane Victorino to face Jay Happ. Happ had a 1-2-3 third inning, his first 1-2-3 inning of his outing. And his only strikeout tonight is Hanley Ramirez. Benjamin Moore, paint like no other. To find an authorized retailer near you, visit benjaminmoore.com. Inside again, 91 miles an hour. 3-1 the count to Hanley. Wants a new baseball. Napoli waiting on deck.
We talked about the right-handers getting it done last night. The right-handers need to get it done tonight.
There's a pop-up left side, and coming from shortstop is Brad Miller. Takes charge and handles out #1. Ace Ticket, the official Red Sox ticket partner, has the best seats at the lowest prices to all the games at Fenway, all with a 200% guarantee. Right now, Ace Ticket has special savings on all Red Sox games, including the Yankees. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. One down here in the 4th inning for Mike Napoli, who hit a long fly ball to right center field to the warning track, but it is the first out of the 2nd inning. Ball right side, ranging his Cano, won't get there. It's into right field. And a base hit from Mike Napoli.
Nice to see that one drop in for him, because when you think about it, he's 4 for 20 on this road trip. But he's hit about 5 balls really hard, some of them really deep. And he's just kind of been unlucky on. He could have had a lot more hits, maybe a couple home runs. He'll take this one, just kind of a harmless opposite field hit. We love it when he starts thinking a little bit more the other way because that keeps that front shoulder in.
So one on base runner here for the Red Sox for Shane Victorino. Singled, stole a base, and scored the game's only run in the second inning. Shane's starting to heat it up now. We talked last night after the game to Garen Austin about how hard he worked to get back to this point, and he went through pretty major back surgery last year.
Yeah, major back surgery.
Big deal.
Walking around like nothing happened. It is a big deal. A lot of guys don't come back at all from that. I had neck surgery. I complain about it every day. This guy's playing big league baseball and going deep last night.
Tried to hold up. Strike call.
You have to be realistic, and I think we both talked about it when this road trip started, that Victorino had to do something on this road trip. They've been giving him chances. They really love him. They want him to be successful in right field, but he wasn't getting it done. Got hurt, was unproductive. We knew he was going to get a lot of starts up here with the lefties.
Pops it up foul, and that'll get out of play.
With the right field position on this team being, well, quite frankly, brutal. The worst production at a position of any team in baseball, right field for the Red Sox. Victorino can start heating it up. He'll start getting the bulk of the time out there, especially against left-handers. See if JBJ gets his opportunities against the righties.
Victorino lines it into left field for a base hit. Willis heating it up as Napoli takes second base. Red Sox have 2 on with 1 away here in the 4th inning.
Just dropping the bat head right into the strike zone. Just short and quick.
His 3rd 2-hit game of the season now for Victorino.
And I think 7th in a row against the Mariners. Something ridiculous like that every time he plays against this team.
Pablo Sandoval lined out to shortstop in the 2nd inning. And the goal of that pitch, it was away and fouled it off away.
Seven straight starts against Seattle. He's had at least 2 hits, Victorino.
The kind of performance that can get you signed by the other team at some point. This is pitches in the dirt.
If you can't beat him.
Exactly. Like, this guy is great.
Yeah. And then you get him and you're like, he had all his hits against us.
Exactly.
This guy's had a lot of hits for a few teams. Most notably the Phillies and, of course, the Red Sox.
In the dirt, and it is ball 2. He was also briefly with the Dodgers. You were there then. What was his Dodger experience like?
He got there at the trade deadline. I don't think he was completely healthy. He didn't really do much there, but then the Red Sox snagged him.
Sandoval fouls it back and out of play.
If you look real close at Pablo's left cheek, he's got a pretty good scar right there under his eye. Today I asked him about it, and he just started laughing right away. He said, a dog bit me. I said, was it your fault? He goes, yeah. I said, well, what were you doing? He said, I hit the dog with a bat. He was a very young kid, and he had a little plastic ball and bat, and he would hit the ball and the dog would go get it and it would bring him back. Then he'd hit the ball again. He said one day the dog ate the ball, so he hit him with the bat, so the dog bit him right in the face. When he got back from the hospital, He grabbed the bat, hit the dog again, and the dog bit him on the leg. Still didn't learn his lessons. Hit the dog again and hit him right, and the dog bit him right on the bum. He said, all right, finally, I learned my lesson. No more hitting the dog with the bat.
In the air to center field. Luciano going back. He will have room. Shy of the track to make the catch. Tagging at second base is Napoli. He will get there on a slide. No throw. And on the second out, it's first and third now for the Red Sox. Tough to get it out of here as Sandoval is sending it to one of the deeper portions of this big yard in Seattle.
Now, before you go thinking that Sandoval's not a dog lover, he was 2 years old at the time.
So 2 down, first and third, and it brings up Xander Bogaerts. Xander with a triple and an RBI in this game. Victorino scoring from second base on his triple in the second inning. The difference in the game. As Bogaerts takes strike one. Napoli singled. He's now at third. Victorino with a single, still at first. Xander reaches out and fouls it off to the right. Finds himself down 0-2. Sandy Leon batting out of the number 9 spot. Waiting on deck for Boston.
Another good battle between these two teams. Low scoring affair early on. Red Sox are a team that is 11-2 when they score first. It's 1-0.
Fights off another one. 93, and that pitch was up.
Yeah, it was. That's the definition of fighting a pitch off right there. Get off me.
Napoli at third. Victorino crossed the diamond at first. Victorino was taken off. He guessed and guesses wrong here. Keep an eye on Napoli at third base. So are the Mariners. Now they got Napoli hung up halfway to the plate. Victorino will take second as Napoli is tagged out. Now Butterfield is going to argue here that he got around him and they eluded the tag. Napoli is not arguing. Butterfield is, and the conversation with the crew chief Jerry Lane.
Second time in this game where we've seen a guy alter his route trying to get to a base.
1-0 Red Sox. To celebrate Small Business Month this May, Eastern Bank will be sharing business tips, stories of inspiration, and other ways to make every day a big day for your small business. Celebrate with us at easternbank.com/smallbiz. It's 1-0. It seems like the last couple of days everything has been tight. And again, it is tight here again tonight, 1-0. Red Sox have won the last two tight contests, but Buchholz so far pitching very well in this ball game tonight.
Look at Brad Miller on the big screen there with the sweet mullet going there. Doesn't even look like the same guy that's hitting right now. Went to see a barber.
Lined out to first base in the first inning. He will lift it in the air down the left field line. Bogart's going out. Hanley coming in, and Ramirez makes the catch for the first out.
Let's show you the pitch sequence with Buchholz to Seth Smith in the last at bat. Breaking ball first pitch for a ball. Fastball away for a ball. Now he goes changeup. Now he's behind 3 balls, no strikes. Fastball in there. Looks like another little change right there. 3-2 count, blows him away with another fastball. That's coming back hard out of guy after getting behind in the count.
Meek Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance. One out in the 4th inning. 8 in a row retired now by Buchholz. And Robinson Cano on the ground to his counterpart at second base, Pedroia. 2 down. Bring up Nelson Cruz. He's a strikeout victim in the first inning. 3 strikeouts for Clay Buchholz so far.
If you have to face Nelson Cruz, you want to do it with 2 outs and nobody on.
So far in May, he's hitting a cool .435. Fortunately for the Mariners, 12 of his 15 home runs on the year are solo shots.
Now you'd like to see a guy in the middle of the order do some damage when there's some guys standing out there. I always say that you should have 3 times as many RBIs as you do home runs. Right now, he's only got 2 times as many because clearly hitting a lot of solo shots. And this team, as we've talked about, has been unproductive. So they haven't had a lot of guys on base to drive in. Todd Frazier just keeps hitting home runs. Bryce Harper, what a week. 6 homers in 3 games.
Hanley Ramirez, who had 10 in the month of April, still looking for that elusive 11th, but of course not on the DL, but not active. Well, he was active, but not able to play.
Yeah.
3rd try. I'll explain it.
Sometime tonight.
Down goes Nelson Cruz.
We're only in the 4th. You got time.
You know what I mean.
So was Ramirez playing for the Red Sox at the time?
He was active, but he was injured and could not play. How's that?
I like it.
Nelson Cruz in some pain here, trying to walk it off. Ed McClendon and the Mariners trainer out to check on him, and another look at where this gets him. Looks like the shin.
You know, on a 3-1 count, he was going to air it out if he got something he liked. Got that on the skinny part of your shin bone.
While they check on Nelson Cruz, I remind you to download the Red Sox schedule. Always knowing where the Red Sox game is and where you can watch it. Your favorite desktop, web, or mobile calendar program, visit NESN.com/schedule now. And in a row, retired by Clay Buchholz. 2 down here in the 4th inning, and Nelson Cruz back in the box after fouling a pitch off his left shin.
See how much confidence Buchholz has in a breaking ball with 3-2. There it is. Changeup.
And he strikes out Cruz for the second time tonight. 4 Ks for Buchholz, who's retired 10 in a row. Inning back in Seattle. Xander Bogaerts, Sandy Leon, and Mookie Betts to bat here in the 5th. And Jay Happ back on the hill. This is pitch number 69 for the Mariners lefty. And it's in there for strike 1 to Xander Bogaerts. He was batting last inning when Mike Napoli ended up being caught stealing. 1-3-6-2-5 on the caught stealing that ended the 4th inning. It was actually Victorino over at first base that started it all, and through the first ended up going back to the plate and getting Napoli hung up.
We saw Napoli steal home before in that situation, but he's not the best guy to have as your back end of a double steal guy, because it's not a fire burner, that's for sure. His best opportunity to make a run for it is when that first throw is being made from the first baseman to the second baseman. That's the longest throw they'll make.
Seager from third base throws out Xander Bogaerts. So Sunday at an all-new Nesson clubhouse, Clay Buchholz teaches D'Angelo Ortiz about his windup. Mookie Betts takes the hot seat on Red Sox Small Talk and learns some ways to stump your parents with some Fenway Park movie trivia. Catch it all Sunday at 2:30. So far, so good tonight for Clay, who has retired the last 10 Seattle Mariners that he's faced in the game. 49 pitches through 4 innings. Sandy Leon grounded to shortstop in the 2nd inning and takes strike 1 over the outside corner. Now these good outings continue for Clay Buchholz with Sandy Leon as his catcher. Whether John Farrell likes to match up a catcher with a pitcher, it seems to me that goes out the window. You got to stay with Sandy Leon, right?
Yeah, he doesn't like to do that, and I'm not a big fan of it either. But you got to get Sandy Leon in there every once in a while, at least every 5th day. And so if they work well together, why not? It's a good little mix to keep going. You know, Joe Kelly had admitted that he's had to change the way he pitches because Yadier Molina was so good behind the plate. He said, I didn't think He put the fingers down. I threw it.
Fly ball down the right field line. Nelson Cruz makes his way over and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Jay Happ's pitching line is brought to you by your Eastern Lexus dealers. 4 2/3, 5 hits, the 1 run, no walks, and a K. 76 pitches deep into his outing. Another good pitcher's duel here again tonight.
So now with the inexperienced catching staff that the Red Sox have, the pitchers have to put a little more thought into what they want to throw. I give Buchholz a lot of credit. He has never once said, "Oh, I don't like throwing to Sandy Leon." Whoever's sitting back there, they throw to. Go get them.
Mookie Betts 0 for 2. He's fly to center, grounded to third. Pedroia waiting on deck. Red Sox batting here in the 5th inning. Coming in with a 3-1 record, a 3.29 earned run average with his new team, the Seattle Mariners. Mariners right now 4 games under 500. This is out to Brad Miller. Throws out Mookie Betts, who's 0 for 3 in the game. Red Sox halfway through this one enjoy a 1-0 lead. Section 12 on the lower concourse. BIDMC is the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox. 1-0. Red Sox have the lead into the bottom of the 5th. Kyle Seager leading it off here for Seattle. He grounded out to Mike Napoli at first base in the 2nd inning. Curveball that is grounded again to Napoli. Buchholz has got to get over, and he does. As Napoli, a tough lead there for Buchholz, had to actually stop to retrieve that for the first out of the inning.
Right, Buchholz is dealing right now. You look at the pitching line on him.
Brought to you by Ace Ticket. 1 1/3, just the 1 hit. He's now retired 11 batters in a row and walks 4 Ks.
He's finally settling into a pitching pattern that he likes, with mostly 3 pitches. Good breaking ball, a really good changeup, and his running fastball. You know what you're not seeing a lot of lately?
The 2-seamer?
His little cutter.
Cutter's gone away, which was a problem.
It got hit a lot. I was never a big fan of that pitch, but I think he just fell in love with it for a little while and kind of overused it, and it was getting hit. He's not throwing that nearly as much, and I just think he's been way more successful without it.
And a rising fastball that time at 93 miles an hour. Ruggiano lined out to Pedroia at second base in the second inning. Did he go? No, says Bob Davidson. The arsenal tonight for Buchholz, a breakdown in this very successful outing. Ruggiano taking the strike. Ruggiano coming over from the Cubs. Fired in December. A swing and a miss again. Buchholz battling back.
Two situations he's been in this, having to come back from a 3-0 count. Struck one guy out with a fastball, struck the other guy out with a changeup. What does he go with here? Nice 80-mile-an-hour changeup. Might have telegraphed that one a little bit more than normal. You kind of see him long arm that pitch. Was still effective and got the foul ball. Plays very good at disguising the changeup because it looks exactly the same as his fastball out of his hand.
Swing and a miss, and he comes back to strike out Ruggiano. Fifth strikeout for Clay Buchholz. Well, Monday, it's your chance to binge watch Nesson's newest original show, Nesson Next Producer. Check out the highs and lows the student filmmakers face to make it this far. Nesson Next Producer Marathon begins Monday at 6. 2 down in the fifth inning. 12 in a row retired by Buchholz, and it brings up Logan Morrison.
You know, I didn't see Buchholz's no-hitter. I didn't see him 2 years ago when he rattled off 9 straight wins. I never saw him throw 97 miles an hour. I'll take this Clay Buchholz every day of the week and watch him pitch the way he's doing it now.
The thing that I think is frustrating for a lot of the Red Sox coaches, pitching coach and manager especially, is that this is something Clay could do every 5 days. I mean, he has it in him. And you see flashes of this and you go, yeah, that's the guy.
I think we're maybe starting to head that way.
And then something happens. And this is the way it has been.
It usually starts when a guy gets on base. And then he starts thinking and slows down, but you know, he just gets the ball and gets back up there on the mound and throws strikes.
Well, that's the thing. That's another thing tonight has been all about his pace.
Yeah. It's easy to have a quick pace when you're being successful doing what you're doing.
Old adage from Bull Durham: don't think, just throw. Huh? You don't get that stuff everywhere.
You got to come here.
(3-1) to Logan Morrison. Is ripped foul. Look out.
Here we go again. Now we're starting to see a few more 3-2 counts, and we're starting to see Clay have to come from behind to get back into the count. But on those 3-2 counts, been very successful.
Fourth full count of his outing.
3 strikeouts on full counts, 2 on fastballs, 1 on a changeup.
On the ground to shortstop, and rounding in behind it is Bogarts. A throw in time. 13 in a row retired by Clay Buchholz through 5. 1-0 Boston. 1-0 Red Sox on top of the Mariners. 13 in a row retired by Clay Buchholz. As the Red Sox come to bat here in the top half of the 6th inning, it is Dustin Pedroia. He takes a pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Pedroia 0 for 2. He's put the ball in the air twice tonight. Flying out to the warning track in right and flying out to center field. Pedroia takes the strike at the bottom of the zone. Happ has pitched very well as well tonight, but he scattered 5 hits. Trails 1-0. One strikeout. That was Hanley Ramirez back in the 1st inning. Hasn't walked anybody.
It's the time in the ball game here where the middle of the order gets a 3rd chance to see the guy that's out there. Maybe you can get some production, throw some base hits out there, maybe put a couple more runs on the board.
Pedroia, Ortiz, and Ramirez expected here in the 6th inning. Strike call. Pedroia was headed to first base. Kind of a late strike call from Wintlestad.
I don't think Petey's trying to show up anybody right here. He just thought that ball was in. Me too.
That is in for ball 4. Down first base he goes. First walk given up by Happ. It's time for a game break brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Adam? Adam, thanks very much. Back here in Seattle. David Ortiz, the batter, and he goes around for strike 1. Did not hold up.
It's no big surprise that the 6th inning can be a problem inning. We've seen it with the Red Sox early in this season quite a bit. Starter starts to get into that 80 to 90 pitch range. The hitters have seen him now for the 3rd time. It's a little more difficult to get outs. And Happ walks the first guy of this inning.
Logan Morrison holding on. Pedroia at first base. They have the shift on the right side, but keep it tight to the infield as Ortiz grounds into that shift. And they flick to second for 1, on to first for double play. And it's Kyle Seager, the 3rd baseman, at second base. So that goes 6-5 to 3 on the double play with the shift alignment in place.
Don't have to do a whole lot of hurrying there. We know that Ortiz isn't going to be able to get down that line all that quickly. That's an easy double play.
So 2 down here in the 6th inning for Hanley Ramirez. Struck out swinging in the 1st inning, popped out to shortstop in the 4th inning.
You know, Don, almost every infielder will mess around at second base. They'll turn double plays and stuff, but it's not often you ask your 3rd baseman to turn a double play at second base. It's a very easily made play because of the lack of speed of Ortiz, but still. It's the thing. It's the kind of night where they say, well, what did you do tonight? I turned a double play. Yeah, but you're a 3rd baseman. Kid has a stud younger brother in the Dodger organization that is one of their top prospects.
There's a pop-up again off the bat of Hanley Ramirez. Down from first comes Logan Morrison, and look out. Makes the catch there as the two almost collide. It was actually the catcher, Zunino, who made the catch there right in front of him. 1-0 Red Sox. presented by People's United Bank. See what know-how can do. Gary and Nikki will have complete post-game coverage from tonight's game in Seattle and the latest news on Tom Brady's appeal. Colts back on the hill for the bottom of the 6th inning. 8-9-1 expected for the M's. Ricky Weeks, Mike Zunino, and Seth Smith. Weeks struck out swinging in the 3rd inning. As you look at the pitch breakdown for Clay Buchholz through the night, and the most taxing inning for him ended up being the 5th inning, and that was a 1-2-3 inning. He did have a strikeout, but got behind a couple batters for the first time in this game. Still in great shape as far as the pitch count goes, and has retired the last 13 Seattle Mariners in a row. 5 by way of the K. Swinging a foul tip, and there's another K. Strikeout number 6 for Clay Buchholz. MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is celebrating 13 years. Watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in true HD on over 400 mobile and connected devices. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking, widget, and more. Every night on every device. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. One down for the Mariners catcher, Mike Zunino. Fly to right in the 3rd inning. It's his second look at Clay Buchholz.
Clay Buchholz just filling up the strike zone tonight. Usually when you get a lot of strikeouts, it also means that your pitch count's going to go way up. He's been pretty economical tonight. 6th inning, just 69 pitches.
Buchholz's last time out throwing 102 pitches. That was in the win against Toronto in 6 1/3. Swing and a miss.
That is pinpoint.
Again going around, and it's 2-2.
Two different fastballs right there. One he cut a little bit to the outer half of the plate, and that one ran. Pretty tough when you're seeing the same pitch, but it goes to the opposite sides of the plate.
Driven high and deep, but foul out ahead.
Long strike on a changeup.
Zunino leading the Mariners in strikeouts, 42 strikeouts on the year. And a count of 2-2 here with Seth Smith waiting on deck. Swing and a miss, and Zunino strikes out again. 7 strikeouts for Clay Buchholz. Set it down to Guerin.
Thanks, Don. 2 weeks ago, the Red Sox turned the clock back to 1975, and tomorrow they'll turn it back to 1946 for Negro League night. The Red Sox will wear uniforms of the Boston Royal Giants, and the Mariners will wear uniforms of the Seattle Steelheads as they honor trailblazers in the Negro League. Plus, Celtics legend Bill Russell will be throwing out the first pitch. Don, Steve, are we going to see you guys in some throwbacks tomorrow night?
I'm going to wear a leisure suit with a thicker tie.
I got to look at the hats the Red Sox going to be wearing. They were fitting them yesterday in the Red Sox clubhouse. They look pretty good.
Oh, I missed those.
Yeah, they were in there yesterday. And
yeah, when you have those nights, it's nice to actually get a hat like that. Will they be on sale?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Would be nice.
2 down here in the 6th inning as Seth Smith sends one to deep right center field. Back goes Mookie Betts, and this game is tied. Buchholz had retired 15 in a row, and Seth Smith takes him deep to tie the game 1-1.
This ball is absolutely blasted. Fastball out over the middle of the plate, right in his wheelhouse there. Hey, hit this ball a long way to center field.
Third home run of the year for Smith. A new game now, as Brad Miller takes the strike. That's the fourth home run of the year given up by Clay Buchholz. And just the second hit he's allowed. The first hit since the first inning.
Looking for the Red Sox offense to step up and help him out.
I mean, this has been a gem by Buchholz, and all of a sudden he finds himself tied. Breaking ball dropping in there for strike three. Strikes out the side, but the damage done. Seth Smith on a home run has tied the game. '75 Red Sox in honor of their 40th anniversary in their 36th game of the '75 season. The Red Sox blanked the Angels 6-0 behind a complete game 5 hitter by Bill Lee. Game took 1 hour and 48 minutes to complete. Tough to imagine by today's standards.
Yes, it is.
Well, a tie game now. Mariners getting a run in the bottom of the 6th inning. Mike Napoli leading it off. A 1-for-2 night for Napoli.
And if you don't think collectively the Red Sox offense doesn't come into the dugout right now and say, come on. And it's been a great job by Buck. Now it's a tie game. It's our job to get back in here and get some runs on the board. It's not like Jay Happ's been a slouch tonight either. He's done a nice job on the other side.
And falls behind 3-0 to Napoli. Fouled off. Green light there. 3-0, and Napoli fouls it off.
Good look at Pedroia right there. You know, he has almost 1,200 games now, just a few games short of that. That puts him 15th on the all-time list of games played for the Red Sox. Unbelievable.
Strike call. Napoli was headed to first base when he gets the bad news from Hunter Wintelstead. Strikes out. So he went from a walk to a strikeout. One down here in the 7th inning. Well, it's time now to check out the results of tonight's Dunkin' Donuts poll question. We asked, which pitcher would you build your staff around? Felix Hernandez or Clayton Kershaw? And we'll see where we ended up here with these cups filled up.
Is that iced coffee?
It sure looks like it. 50%, 50-50. How about that?
Can I have both of them? Can you imagine a staff with both of them?
There you go. Shane Victorino with a single in the 2nd, a single in the 4th. And he goes lunging after that pitch and is down 0-2 as Jay Happ has reached the hundo mark. Joe Beimel has been warming in the pen. He is good to go. So they go in his direction. And as Victorino strikes out, and Happ back-to-back Ks here. His 2nd and 3rd strikeouts of the night.
Happ doing a good job of using the breaking ball.
Here comes Pablo Sandoval. Sandoval's line to short. Fly to center. Now pops one up. Foul ground. Morrison giving chase, but one hop up into the seats. To Sandoval. Fly ball right field. Nelson Cruz is there. And the Red Sox are down an order in the 7th. It's 7th inning stretch from Seattle. Game tied 1-1. know must conquer cancer, especially the cruelest of them all, children's cancer. We thank the good people at Hood for helping the Red Sox Foundation and the Jimmy Fund in their efforts to conquer childhood cancer. Last half of the 7th inning back at Safeco Field in Seattle. 1-1 the score, with the toughest part of the order coming up here for the Mariners to face Clay Buchholz. Starts with Robinson Cano, followed by Nelson Cruz and Kyle Seager in a 1-1 game. The only blemish in this game for Buchholz, the home run by Seth Smith in the 6th inning, and only the second hit given up by Buchholz. He was quickly ahead, 0-2 of Robinson Cano. Mariners pen is busy. Tom Wilhelmsen is up in the pen. Joe Beimel was up last inning, and Jay Happ now at 103 pitches through the first 7 innings. Hoping his offense can take over here. This one is fouled off of Cano. Don Orsillo, Steve Lyons, Garen Austin with you. It's game 2 of a 4-game series between the Red Sox and the Seattle Mariners. And the Red Sox had a 1-0 lead, grabbing the game's first run back in the 2nd inning on an RBI triple by Xander Bogaerts. The Mariners would tie it up on the home run by Seth Smith in the 6th inning as Robinson Cano walking off this foul ball.
Buchholz has found a way to have both guys in the middle of the order foul a ball right off their shin. Cano and Cruz. .82 pitches for Buchholz, which is not that many, but this is the area of the game we're going to have to start paying attention a little bit. Make sure that somebody in that pen starts thinking about loosening up.
Swing and a miss. Soft balance cut for Cano. That is 9 strikeouts now for Buchholz.
Swing and miss stuff tonight. Cano thinks he's got a good beat on that, thinks it's a fastball middle in, but no, it's not. Changeup down and away. Really great action on that changeup tonight.
And headed in the right direction, down.
Yep. We talked a little bit about that last night. Most guys, Buchholz included, when you throw a changeup, you're not necessarily trying to throw it for a strike. You're wanting to throw it so someone will swing at it. And it won't be in the strike zone. In other words, Buchholz almost never throws his changeup hoping to get a called strike.
That's exactly where Sandy Leon wanted that. He had it set up perfectly, and that's the 10th strikeout for Clay Buchholz.
Now here's what his night looked like tonight. Strikeouts both up in the zone and then down, and just blowing guys away there. There's a nice ball in the outer half, and then some sweet defense behind him too. A step and a dive from Napoli. Getting way up is Petey. And we're stuck right now at 1-1.
He's equaled his season high in strikeouts at 10. He struck out 10 Tampa Bay Rays back on the 23rd of April. And this is to right and in for a base hit in front of Victorino. Kyle Seager with a 2-out single. Well, tomorrow on Dining Playbook, Billy and Jenny check out Herb Chambers' flagship store in Linfield. Jenny takes a helicopter tour around Boston, and Billy chats with Red Sox pitcher Craig Breslow about the season and his Strike 3 charity. Catch all that and more on Dining Playbook tomorrow morning at 9. 2 outs, Kyle Seager at first base, and Justin Ruggiano, the center fielder, stands in. He is Lined out to Pedroia at second base and struck out swinging.
In back-to-back innings with Buchholz, after getting the first 2 outs, the next hitter jumped all over the first pitch. Smith put it into the seats. Seager got a base hit.
Strikeout performance tonight. It is not a career high by Buchholz. His career high is 12 strikeouts. Did that on July the 13th of last year at Houston. Well, the first and back to the bag is Kyle Seager. Off, and it's 2-1. Logan Morrison on deck, 2 outs here in the Mariners' 7th inning. Goes up top, and Ruggiano chases. Two pitch. Changeup that is left up and is popped up foul and out of play. And it's time now for the Coors Timeless Moment. 64 years ago today, on the 50th anniversary of American League's founding, Ted Williams hit his 300th career home run in a 9-7 loss to the White Sox. Two down, Kyle Seager at first base, Justin Ruggiano the batter. Buchholz from the stretch with a 2-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Strikes out the side for the second straight inning. 7 done for Buchholz in a 1-1 game from Seattle. The American Lung Association Lung Force campaign to make lung cancer a public health priority from May 3rd through the 23rd. You can make a donation to support lung cancer research at the register at all CVS Pharmacy locations. CVS Pharmacy, the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox. Now it is 1-1 to the 8th inning we go. And this call to the bullpen is brought to you by Kia. Tom Wilhelmsen into the game for Seattle. His 5th appearance, 4.15 earned run average, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk. And opponent sitting at 300 against Wilhelmsen. Close games at times for the Mariners over the years, working out of their pen. And takes over for Jay Happ, who was very good tonight, giving up 1 run in 7 innings. 103 pitches for Jay Happ tonight. And Xander Bogaerts leads it off here in the 8th. Xander with 1 of the 5 Red Sox hits in the game. And his was an RBI triple back in the 2nd inning. Now a line drive towards center field and in for a base hit to get this 8th inning started for Xander Bogaerts and the Red Sox.
Xander looks so good when he's just thinking up the middle and the other way. Great solid contact right there, dumping it in right center field. Wilhelmsen's only been in 4 games so far, his 5th game, because he had a hyperextended elbow, so he spent some time on the DL.
1 sacrifice bunt of the year for Sandy Leon. And on the grass at 3rd is Kyle Seager. He is squaring and pulling it back for strike 1.
Well, he's got to be careful with Seager creeping in at 3rd base right there. If he's bunting here, he's got to bunt the ball to the right side, to the first base side, and make Morrison come in and field it. You see where Seager is there. He'll come in and turn a double play if you bunt the ball to the wrong side of the infield. Morrison's responsibility is he has to hold the runner on first base, so he's going to get a later jump, so you bunt it to his side.
It's it down back towards the mound. Wilhelmsen will go to first base, and the sacrifice is complete. And pulled Morrison off the bag initially, but he had time to recover and tag the bag as Bogaerts takes 2nd.
We've seen Morrison play at different times in the outfield. He does a little tap dance around first base to finally get the out over here, but he says first base is his position. That's where he's most comfortable.
Bogaerts at 2nd, 1 down, and Mookie Betts 0 for 3 in the game. Jumps back out of the way of a pitch down and in.
You see Mookie's overall numbers just 229, but he's hit 284 over his last 16 games, so he's been much better.
That's hits a pop-up, sending Logan Morrison backpedaling to short right to make the catch. So big out there for Wilhelmsen. No advance for Bogaerts at 2nd base. 2 down. So a big spot coming up here for Dustin Pedroia. Charlie Furbush up in the pen now for Seattle. They're into the pen here in the 8th. Pedroia has flat out to right, flat out to center, and last time up reached on a base on balls. Go ahead run in scoring position for the Red Sox here in the 8th. Wilhelmsen last year leading Mariners relievers in innings pitched with 75 1/3. His 5th season with the Mariners. Falls behind Pedroia 2-0.
Pedroia's just got to find a way to get a ball into the outfield grass. With 2 outs and the aggressive secondary lead that Bogaerts is getting, coupled with the speed that he has, he should have no problem scoring on nearly any base hit to the outfield.
Pedroia hits it hard to short. Tough hop, but it's picked by Miller. Low throw is dug out by Morrison. Nice play by Logan Morrison. And the Mariners are out of the jam. On to the bottom of the 8th inning, tied 1-1. Now at Southwest.com. Bottom of the 8th inning, 1-1 the score. Logan Morrison leading it off here for Seattle. For the first time tonight, action in the Red Sox pen. Tommy Lane and Shinichi Tozawa. Buchholz with 11 strikeouts tonight. Only blemish on his resume, the home run by Seth Smith back in the 6th inning. And the curveball drops in there for a strike.
His stuff has been sharp all night. Easily his best and most focused performance for me so far this year.
Swing there for Morrison. Fly to center, grounded to short. Ricky Weeks, then Mike Zunino. Expected 7, 8, and 9 for the Mariners. Foul off himself all the way down to first base.
Another foul ball off a shin. These guys aren't even fouling the ball off their feet. Clay's been starting to use the high fastball, 4-seam fastball late in the count, but that changeup has also been devastating. There he's going to go climb the ladder.
Morrison hits one high and down the right field line to the corner. Over goes Victorino, and he leaps into the corner.
He made the catch
in the corner. We still haven't seen it.
No, nobody made an out call. It's a tough vantage point for us. We did see them say foul ball, but he did catch it.
Bob Davidson.
And he's gone. Where'd he go?
The first base umpire, Bob Davidson, did nothing. He walked down halfway down and turned around and came back.
Well, it's because Victorino, he disappeared.
Bob gave us nothing.
He took his eye off the play, and then Victorino was gone.
So it was caught in foul ground.
You can write the out down now.
Yeah, I can go ahead and put it down.
From where we're sitting, we can't see Victorino go into that corner. I had no idea there was a spot back there where you could just literally leave the stadium.
100th pitch of the night for Clay Buchholz, and it is a fly ball to short right. Victorino's got it under control. 2 down. Well, Thursday, May 21st is Louis Tiant bobblehead night at Fenway Park. All fans in attendance receive a free Louis Tiant bobblehead presented by Granite City Electric. Visit redsox.com/promos for more information to purchase your tickets now. 2 down here in the 8th inning, and it brings up Mike Zunino.
Last 2 innings, after 2 outs, the next guy got a hit on the first pitch. They know Buchholz done a good job of getting ahead early. They're being more aggressive.
Fly ball to center field, playable for Mookie Betts. It'll take us to the 9th inning in a 1-1 game from Safeco Field in Seattle. A great cause at participating Dunkin' Donuts locations in New England. $1 from every cup of Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee sold on that day will benefit local children's hospitals. Dunkin' Donuts is the place to keep running all day long with iced coffee. To take a refreshing break on May 20th and support a great cause. And that is the night for Clay Buchholz, getting congratulations all the way around as David Ortiz starts off this top of the 9th inning with a base hit into center field, his 2nd hit of the night. A good start to the 9th inning for Boston.
Both hits for David, just kind of up over the second baseman's head, wherever that second baseman may be on the shift as they employ it.
And Hanley Ramirez, who had a 4-hit night last night, does not have a hit tonight. He struck out, popped out to short, fouled out to the catcher. Furbush had been up last inning, still up in the pen for Seattle as Tom Wilhelmsen starts the ninth. He pitched the eighth.
We have seen John Farrell pinch run for David Ortiz in a situation like this late in the ball game, but that was when he was the tying run.
Fly ball struck well to right field. Nelson Cruz going back. He'll have room as he makes the catch for the first out of the inning. And Ramirez's ball to right dies. So 1 on, 1 out. Mike Napoli coming up. Napoli flied out to right in the second. He singled in the fourth. And struck out swinging in the seventh. I wonder if Ortiz get into scoring position, whether or not he would then pinch run for him.
Well, you know, that was the situation before. It was different for John Farrell, I think, because he needed that run to tie the game. He is the potential go-ahead, and I think in that situation, you still feel like you have a chance, and if he has to come up again, you want his bat in the lineup.
Down 0-2.
In any regard, I don't think he would do it at all until David got into scoring position. I don't think he'll pinch run for him if he's standing on first base. I doubt if he'll do it when he gets to second, but depends on what John feels about the situation tonight.
Swing and a miss. Makes quick work in Napoli. Strikes out for the second time tonight. First strikeout for Wilhelmsen, 2 down.
Boy, that thing bottom just dropped out of that pitch.
So 2 down, Ortiz at first, and here's Shane Victorino. 2-hit night tonight for Shane. A single in the second inning, a single in the fourth, before he struck out in the seventh inning. Has been throwing around 95 miles an hour in this outing. Victorino lines one to center, but right at Justin Ruggiano for the third out of the top of the ninth inning. On to the bottom of the ninth, tied 1-1 in Seattle. Low fare on Southwest.com. Your local Subaru dealers. Digital Federal Credit Union. See what DCU can save you. Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. Thank you, New England, for 60 great years. And by the Kia Sorrento. The Space Needle in Seattle. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning in Seattle. Game tied 1-1. And Tommy Lane in for Boston, his 11th appearance without a record. 2.89 earned run average. Opponent sitting at 219 against him. Takes over for Clay Buchholz, who is outstanding in this game. Willie Bloomquist pinch hitting here for Seth Smith.
Willie Bloomquist, hometown boy.
Runs one foul into the seats.
Started his career here. Played for the Arizona Diamondbacks for a while. Now he's back. I couldn't believe it when Bloomquist told me he's 37 years old now. He's played for 13 seasons in the big leagues.
And season-ending surgery last year, knee surgery. Played only 47 games last year. On the DL from July 24th through the end of the year.
Says he thinks he'd like to be able to play at least one more year.
On the ground on the third baseline foul.
And be one of the lucky guys in baseball that actually get to say, you know what, I'm done. Played hard, played for a long time. Time to do something else. You know, most guys get the uniform ripped off their back. Very few guys get to sort of walk away and say, all right, that was fun.
Batting for Seth Smith, who supplied the offense tonight for the Seattle Mariners. He homered in the 6th inning off Buchholz, the only blemish on Clay tonight.
Thank you very much for tying the ball game up. Now we're pinch hitting for you.
Home run for Smith was his 3rd of the year. Now Bloomquist grounds one to short. Bogart's throw is going to be just in time. Good stretch by Napoli on a low throw.
The key to Napoli picking that ball at first is having his momentum with his glove moving back towards Bogarts on the pick. Nice play.
One down in the 9th inning for Brad Miller. Miller 0 for 3. He's lined out to first, flied out to left, and struck out looking. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes the ball. The ground ball sharply hit to Bogarts on the backhand. Had trouble getting it out of the glove, and he'll be late. Miller beats it out. That was hit so hard, but Xander had trouble getting it out. Went up into the air to make the throw, and Brad Miller beats it out.
In order to make that play, you have to start jumping before you actually make the transfer from glove to hand. So he was already in the air when that ball got stuck a little bit, and it just kind of threw off his rhythm. Well, very difficult play to make, and he almost pulled it off.
Now the big guns coming up here for Seattle. Robinson Cano with one out and Brad Miller at first base. And then you got Nelson Cruz looming on deck. Brad Miller at first base has 3 stolen bases, has been caught once. Cano chops it to first. Napoli took a look to second. Now a flip to Lane, who's going to backpedal to the bag. Nice fancy footwork there for Lane, backpedaling to the bag for the out. It's time now for tonight's T-Mobile game changer performance, and it's Clay Buchholz. 8 innings tonight, 3 hits, 1 run, didn't walk anybody, and struck out 11 batters. One shy of his career high in strikeouts.
Fantastic outing.
He will not be part of the decision as John Farrell out to the mound here. Tommy Lane in a 1-1 game and a runner at second base. The potential winning run, and Junichi Tazawa will be coming in. The pitching change from Seattle. Xfinity. Clay Buchholz, 8 innings, 1 earned run, 11 strikeouts. Clay at one point had retired 17 batters in a row as Xander Bogaerts 2 for 3 with an RBI triple. Shane Victorino 2 for 4. He scored the Red Sox run. Jay Happ on the other side, very good, 7 innings, giving up 1 run. Tommy Lane comes out of this game in a 1-1 game, and Junichi Tazawa comes in to deal here with Nelson Cruz. His 18th appearance, 0-1 with a 1.59 earned run average. 14 strikeouts, 4 walks. Opponents hitting under 200 against Tazawa at 197. Cruz was 0 for 3 against Buchholz tonight, striking out 3 times. As he takes strike 1.
Yeah, a little breaking ball, a little get me over curveball. Tazawa, as we know, excellent fastball in the 94 to 95 range. Nelson Cruz, an outstanding fastball hitter.
Time call very late.
There was a time on this Red Sox team where nothing was really going right. The offense wasn't doing a thing, and the pitching was stinking it up. The pitching has returned. The Red Sox offense has scored 3 runs in 2 full games.
On a strike now to Cruz. Decent speed in Miller out there at second base.
Yes, he can run.
Representing the winning run out there potentially for the Mariners. Outside for ball 2.
It was kind of the same situation we talked about with Bogaerts when he was on second base. If Cruz finds a way to get the ball to the outfield grass, you got to expect this game would be over. That guy runs too well, and he's going to get a huge jump with 2 outs.
Swing and a miss. Good pitch. 2-2.
Split, unhittable. Don, you got to think he comes right back with it, don't you?
Yep. Two balls, 2 strikes to Nelson Cruz. Buries it in the dirt, blocked by the catcher Leon.
Yeah, earning your money right there. That hit out in front of the plate.
Going to the mound, joined by Bogarts from short. I want to remind you, tomorrow night at 8, don't miss Red Sox first pitch presented by Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse. Adam and Jim Rice break down Felix Hernandez's career success against the Red Sox.
Don, I throw the split one more time here because you don't care about Cruz. The only way Cruz can hit you if he hurts you is if he hits it. If he's on first base, it doesn't matter. If you're not comfortable with him throwing another split, you can go after the next hitter.
Cruz hits it in the air to left center field, and when it comes down, the Mariners are going to win. Around from second base comes Brad Miller. It's a walk-off in Seattle. Nelson Cruz and his teammates will celebrate. Let's take a look at the Toyota play of the game, and here it was.
That ball stays up in the zone, and that guy's just too good a hitter.
The run is charged to Tommy Lane, who will take the loss in this game as Will Helmsen gets the win. And the Red Sox offense very quiet again tonight, while the pitching was outstanding. 2-1 the final from Seattle. The Mariners beat the Red Sox, and this one hurts. Let's send it directly to NESN Sports Today.